Hello everybody, this is Brisbane 05 Blast here and welcome back to another video of this channel. In this last episode, we have done this Europa League where we actually bet PSV Eindhoven. It was actually a pretty crazy match because we were down by 2 goals. And I mean by 2 goals to 0, especially we were not best in the first half. But for some reason, we actually made a comeback, scored 5 unanswered goals to give ourselves our first win in the Europa League. But now our next match is going to be another classic match. Another traditional big side, six sides match, as we already faced Manchester United, I think 3 episodes ago, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 3 episodes ago. Now we're actually facing our North London rivals, Spurs, Tottenham Hotspurs. Spurs are basically an average team. They're basically the team that has never won trophies for a very long time. The last time they won a trophy was in 2008 in the Carabao Cup, where they actually won their trophy, and that was the last time Spurs have won a trophy. Whereas Arsenal, I mean, yes, they have not won a Premier League, but they have won other domestic cups. That doesn't mean they have not won a single domestic cup. They have been like FA Cup merchants. They have won few Carabao Cups, especially the Community Shield matches. So obviously, the last time Arsenal have won their trophy was the Community Shield against the champions Man City, which obviously I did record that. But in real life, Arsenal did win, but it was on penalties. But still, my point stands. But because now back to topic, basically, we're actually going to face Spurs, which are a pretty good team. They are basically a pretty good team only when we face them, because Spurs like to turn up against their North London rivals. So that would be one of the reasons. They only play well when they're at home, but this time this is at Emirates Stadium. Another match at Emirates Stadium, so it's all good. But I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure to like and subscribe. It really means a lot for me. So please, I really appreciate for you to subscribe to my channel. And without further ado, let's just enjoy this amazing North London rival. Or North London derby. But yeah, enjoy this episode, guys. Alright, guys. We're here to start this amazing match. Obviously, the North London rival, Arsenal versus Spurs. But first, let's take a look at the inbox. See what mail it is. And obviously Odegaard's training plan. We're fine about Odegaard's training plan. But wait, I actually saw another chat here from Arsenal. Let's see if it is something serious. Here's Thomas Partey and Declan Rice saying, Gaff, I'm really sorry to be having the conversation, but my contract's nearly up and I've got to think about what's best for my future. Seems like nothing's happening here, so I'm wondering if I should start looking for another club. If I have to leave, I will. So Partey's basically unhappy about this. Which is pretty fair, because Partey, he is pretty a good player, and he hasn't got a single game time here. So really sorry to give yourself time to think. Really sorry to hear you feel that way, and you're letting me down. We're obviously not gonna go harsh on Partey because Partey really wants game time. So be a bit calm. I'm gonna say I understand how you're feeling. And it's good we can have this kind of conversation about the situation. There's so much going on at the club at the moment. Though, all I can say is be patient. Don't rush into anything. I'll deal with this as soon as I can. Alright. So here's... I forgot. I'm such an idiot sometimes. There's one player, which is Declan Rice. I've been playing pretty well lately. I'm feeling really good. I hope that means I won't just be on the bench for the game against Spurs. We've got more important games coming up. Just concentrate on your fitness till then. Well, obviously, Declan Rice did score that goal, so he's getting that mojo, but he doesn't want to be benched. And Kamavinga's obviously getting more game time. I mean, to be fair, he is starting to adapt more in the Premier League, so it's kind of fair. But as you can see right here, Arsenal, they're actually 4th place and Spurs are 5th. They have 3 wins and 2 draws, whereas Spurs have got 3 wins, a draw, and a loss. And this could be the time to actually get high in the table. So we have nothing to lose here. Nothing to lose. But anyway, let's just go to match day and see what are the changes we can make here. Because obviously Partey really needs game time. And obviously here's the press conference. All right, here are the players that Spurs have picked up for. They got Harry Kane, the leadership player. They have Heung-min Son, Kulusevski, Bissouma, Bentancur, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Jose Gaia, Benjamin Pavard, Mickey van de Ven, Pedro Porro, and Hugo Lloris. Their substituted players are Vicario, Lo Celso, Richarlison, Perisic, Emerson Royal, Udogi, and Scarlett. So, yeah, those are the players we have to think of here. And now let's see what press conference we've got to say here. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, guys, that was the press conference here. So what Mikel Arteta said was, for the 3 questions which the reporters have asked him, he said that, is your team ready? I mean, your team is unbeaten, and the games are coming thick and fast. Are you still ready for it? He's always ready. Mikel Arteta is always ready, so not surprised. And Tottenham Hotspur is a pretty good team, so are you concerned about it? To be fair, for Mikel Arteta, he has a history against Spurs, because as a player, Mikel Arteta was actually a part of Arsenal, so he has probably played in a lot of North London derbies, so he knows that experience. And plus, the next question and the last question was actually, can you basically be at your best? Well, obviously they have to be at their best. They need their own performance. They have to impress. Their lads have to impress the team. So obviously that's how they can get on top. So because Partey is actually basically being subbed off, and he's not getting that much game time. See, take a look at his. He's pretty unhappy, if you really think about it. But we have no choice, and let's see what we can think here. Partey's pretty unhappy. So I'm not sure if this formation could help just to be on Partey's side. But you know what? Camavinga basically has to be at his best. And I had to trust Camavinga. I mean, I don't mind if Partey leaves, but he's a pretty important player. So, you know what? I'm not going to sub him. I'm not going to actually sub Camavinga now. I'm not going to make changes. But I will make changes, basically, make changes at the second half, basically to sub either Camavinga or Havertz or so. Either one of those players. Just for him to have a bit of game time. Because I know for sure he's pretty pissed off. And now let's take a look at this. Actually, as you can think about it, the right back's actually Ben White's actually feeling a bit tired. So Tomiyasu, he'll most likely be the super sub here for. He's most likely going to be the substituted player, and Holding as well. Holding, Marquinhos. Oh, there's Cedric. There's Bukayo Saka. He's also pretty tired. So we're probably going to use Holding in replacement for Gabriel. Because Saliba, we cannot sub him off. You know what happened last time. So basically, I'm going to put Gabriel here. Tomiyasu will most likely be the substituted player here for Ben White. Martinelli, he's basically not in form. But because he's already tired, you know what? He's anyway unhappy. So, just for Martinelli to actually save his stamina, we can actually put Partey basically here. I know that's going to basically impact his overall, but sometimes you basically have to work hard. I mean, you have to make some sacrifices. And Odegaard, Saka, we got to trust Saka and Odegaard, because these players, they really need some help here. Don't worry, Odegaard will be the captain here. He will most likely be in the pitch. And that's all I have here for today. So we forgot to take a look at Spurs tactics. So we're going for the gegenpressing, whereas Spurs are going for standard, same as PSV Eindhoven. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's enjoy the North London rival, the North London derby. Pardon me here, sorry. But anyway, let's enjoy this game. Alright guys, We're ready for this interesting North London derby as it's Arsenal up against Spurs. Two teams who are basically good, who have a basic last 5 games. They perform very well, but who will win this match? We're here at this Emirates Stadium, one of the best stadiums here for Arsenal, as we take on Spurs. So basically, I made some changes here for Arsenal, as you already know. I subbed off Gabriel for Holding. Tomiyasu I got in for Ben White. And Trossard I put for Martinelli, because Martinelli has basically been stinky. And not only that, his form has just not been that good. His fitness is not good. And as you can see right here, Jesus is basically the player to watch. He's obviously a good pace setter. I mean, sorry for being off track here, but you know the point. I mean, I'm basically talking about Martinelli. He's basically been stinky. So, here's our players. Rob Holding comes in. Takehiro Tomiyasu. Trossard. So, the only players that will be in is Odegaard, Saka, and Jesus. So, they're the only players who actually played in the Europa League. So, they're actually going to make some sacrifices playing for this match as well. As these three players are very key. They're basically the key players, so they're very important. So as you can see, Hugo Lloris is the keeper. Pavard, Van der Vaart, Pedro Porro, Jose Gaya. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg is actually the skipper this time. And Ange Postecoglou is the manager, sorry, not the captain, the manager.
Thank you for attending the Emirates Stadium. Enjoy the match.
But yeah, both these sides are eyeing for a win, especially both these sides are near each other. One is in 4th place and the other one is in 5th place, just right behind. So one of them will be victorious. Can it be Arsenal or Spurs? We just don't know and find out. So Spurs will most likely be starting the match with a kickoff. And as you can see, there is a bit of a... For some reason, the numbers are basically highlighted here. Yeah, for some reason the numbers are highlighted. Kane has the chance. Passes it to Son. What a save here from Ramsdale. So, fortunately, we'll try to be right back here. So, don't go anywhere. Sorry, guys. I basically kind of stopped here because it was kind of hard to basically see the player name, especially seeing their numbers. And yes, I know I've kind of been off base for most of the time, but you'll get used to it. It's anyway happened a lot, but the reason why I stopped is because we basically cannot see the player's name, only the number. But anyway, now it's back to normal. I've already said everything. And now we have Benjamin Pavard who has the ball. As you can see, earlier, I've kind of been off base for a very long time. Spurs had a chance, but obviously they crumbled it. And as you can see in the Premier League standings, Liverpool have been stinky. They're in 8th place at the moment. So, they're just not impressed, especially the entire team. But as you can see, Arsenal have the chance. They do have a chance by a corner kick, but can they make use of it? Especially now that 3 players are not in their form. Saka, Odegaard and Jesus, they're basically out of fitness. But can they still surpass it? Can this be the can the fitness be basically be the number? Here's Saka. Saka tries to find players, but Højbjerg with the interception. Beg your pardon. Still Højbjerg finds Harry Kane. It's Harry Kane. Finds Kulusevski. It's Sevski. Finds Bentancur. Bentancur is still in. Finds Pedro Porro. It's still Porro. Still Porro. It's still Porro. Porro finds Bissouma. Bissouma tries to shoot, but what a tackle here from Saliba. Now here's Kai Havertz. Passes to Saka. Here's Saka. Arsenal are trying to find their way out. There's Jesus, who's actually been in form, but this time he kind of misses it. Mikel Arteta's fuming because Jesus, who's actually been in form, scored a lot of goals, but just couldn't find the net. Actually, Jesus did sting that one up, but still, My point still stands, but Arsenal still has a corner. Can they redeem it? Now here's Bukayo Saka with the ball. Saka does a long cross, but only for Spurs to knock this one out. We were still with Arsenal. Kamavinga has it. Does a volley pass to Trossard. Here's Trossard. Leandro Trossard tries to dribble, but gets tackled and bullied by one of the Spurs players. Now here's Yves Bissouma. Still Bissouma. Still Bissouma finds Kane. Here's Harry Kane. Still Kane. Finds Son. Heung-min Son. Still Son. Still Son. Son finds Kulusevski, but Zinchenko with a good tackle. Now here's Kamavinga. Still Kamavinga. And as you can see right here in the top lane, Partey is basically unhappy on the bench. He's not basically getting game time. But it doesn't matter as Gabriel Jesus, as usual, starts the annual North London derby with a goal. Looks like Jesus really wants to be eager. He's eager in scoring goals. But not only that, Jesus really wants the Arsenal fans to basically celebrate St Totteringhams Day. Because, as you can see right here in Google, once Arsenal beats Spurs, they actually celebrate St Totteringhams Day. But Jesus, man, he's unstoppable. He's basically unstoppable. No wonder Manchester City let him off. And I know it's Pep Guardiola who's actually the manager of him, and he knows players basically, once their players, fall off here, they basically sell them. But Jesus is really he's really playing like how he used to at Man City. I mean, then again, he's in his prime, but still, my point stands. Arsenal are now in front, as usual, but Bissouma just goes past the Arsenal defenders and scores the equalizer. What a game we're having. 2 goals in just 2 minutes. And it's Yves Bissouma, an African player, scoring a goal to put Spurs back into the game. Ramsdale could not do anything about it. He tried to save it, but then again, he already had an exhausting Europa League match, so it's not basically his fault. Now Arsenal still has the ball. They need to really get themselves back into the game. Basically try to apply a bit of pressure. That's why they're basically gegenpressing, because they're basically used to putting a lot of pressure. Here's Kai Havertz, finds Trossard. It's Trossard. Still Trossard. Trossard crosses. Only for Benjamin Pavard to clear this one. But Saliba has it. Finds Saka. Still Saka. Saka tries to shoot, but Pavard tackles him. And now here's Højbjerg. Finds Son. It's Heung-min Son. Still Son. 2 minutes of added time here. Can Spurs get themselves in the lead? Here's Kane. This could be a chance. He chips it. And it's a goal. And now Spurs are actually in front. As usual, because Spurs really don't want Arsenal to celebrate St Totteringhams Day, because they're basically mad about it. But what a chip kick here from Harry Kane. Ramsdale could not do anything about it. But as it stands, we're going to be trailing at halftime, which is really not good. But Harry Kane scores the vital goal that puts Spurs in front. And now Saka's basically the player to be subbed off, as he's basically fighting fitness. And Pepe comes in for him. Nicola Pepe comes in for Bukayo Saka. And we go into halftime here with both these sides playing at their best. But mostly Tottenham Hotspur basically have the lead over them. Spurs have a lead over Arsenal, 2 goals to 1 at halftime. Especially Harry Kane scoring that goal late in the match. Despite having an early lead, Gabriel Jesus. Sadly, Spurs I mean, sadly for them, they kind of choked. Jesus getting a goal, but it doesn't matter because Yves Bissouma, with a charging run, scoring an equalizer. And then as usual, a pass here from Kulusevski finding Harry Kane, scoring the goal that would put Spurs in front and for them to be leading at halftime. But as you can see around the grounds, Bournemouth has the lead over Brighton. A 1-0 lead, that too. But we're basically going to make some changes here, especially... You know who I meant. I did promise you that Partey will be getting the game time. And there we go. That's my only sub I'll be making, with Partey coming in for Camavinga. Because Partey is not basically having game time ever since Camavinga took his place. Now here's Partey with the ball, finds Odegaard. Here's Martin Odegaard, but he gets tackled by Pavard. Jose Gaya has it, finds Heung-min Son. Now here's Harry Kane. Harry Kane finds Jose Gaya, actually, not Son by the way. And Jose Gaya's cruising through. And he bags a goal for Spurs. And Spurs have a 2-goal lead over Arsenal. This is not the start we're having, to be honest. But as you can see, what a pass here. Jose Gaya was all alone, no one to mark him, and that's how he scored a goal. A left back to actually score the goal for Arsenal, my opinion. But now we're down by 2 goals. Spurs, I told you, Spurs are basically like... They're just playing at their best when we face them. And now they're on their way of actually thumping us. Here's Harry Kane. Still Harry Kane. Harry Kane. Still Harry Kane. But what an attempted block here from Tomiyasu. But Bissouma comes off here for Lo Celso. But Tomiyasu, what a good stop here. What a good... He heads it away from danger. We definitely needed that because we're down actually by 2 goals. Here's Heung-min Son. Still Son. Finds Van de Ven. Van de Ven finds Højbjerg. It's Højbjerg finds... This could have been a blow here for us, but luckily it hit the post. But this could have been a chance here for us to lose another goal. But Saliba with a good tackle finds Tomiyasu. Here's Partey. Thomas Partey finds Martin Odegaard. Finds Jesus. Still Jesus. He gets bullied. Pavard. Now here's Bentancur. Finds Kulusevski. Trying to look for a cross here. But they just collide with each other. But what a tackle here from Zinchenko. These defense. That's what really getting Arsenal back in the game. But at the same time, ruining their game basically. And as you can see, Barco's made a transfer to Himanasia. If that's the name here for the team, the name of the club. But look at the fatigue here. They're just not coping. Especially with them balancing one league. They're just getting crushed by this informed Spurs team. And Højbjerg. I'm pretty sure Højbjerg is the player that actually scored the goal. Oh, it's Lo Celso actually, the super sub for Bissouma. Scores a goal. And now Spurs might actually break our hearts here. So Odegaard, he's subbed off here for Declan Rice. We're down by 3 goals and 20 minutes to go. Here's Trossard, Leandro Trossard. Still Trossard. Still Trossard. Still Leandro Trossard. but he loses his balance and gets tackled easily.
41, Declan Rice.
Here's Lo Celso. The bench is really not happy about this. And as you can see, Spurs have their next match against Chelsea. This could be a slaughter. This could be a slaughter. This could really be a slaughter. It is. Son. We just couldn't compete. Son just scores a goal to put Spurs in a cruising. But Ramsdale completely got bullied right there. The art of resting players, especially Arsenal balancing one competition, it was pretty impossible, especially when they're facing Spurs. Sadly, we might get our first loss of the game.
Goal for Tottenham Hotspur.
Thomas Partey has it, finds Trossard. Back to Partey. Here's Partey. Still Partey. Still Partey. Finds Nketiah. Nketiah finds Rice. Still Rice. Back passes to Partey. Finds Declan Rice. Declan Rice finds Nketiah. Nketiah shoots. But I'm pretty sure it's too late. That's his second goal of the season. But sadly, Arsenal, too little, too late. They might be getting a consolation goal to wrap this one up. But what a goal here from Nketiah, especially Gabriel Jesus. To be honest, I knew for sure that we weren't going to win this, especially when we are balancing one competition. I know I'm basically repeating many times, saying it many times,
Goal for Arsenal.
but it's the point.
Eddie Nketiah.
When you're balancing one competition, it's very hard for you to actually focus in the Premier League. And now here's Gaia. Jose Gaia has the ball. Finds Lo Celso. But he mistimes the pass. I don't think we will be having the comeback from a 4-goal deficit down. We might be getting at least 1 goal back. But that's all we have. Especially with 4 minutes to go. Here's Saliba. Finds Tomiyasu. Still Tomiyasu. It's Tomiyasu. Finds Declan Rice. Declan Rice crosses it, but Lloris takes it easily. Dummies the pass. Now he does it short. Now he does it for real, but this time short. Now here's Kulusevski. 3 minutes of added time. I'm pretty sure that's how she rotes. That's the game. Most likely. I'm kind of fluffing right here because I'm nervous, and this is basically the salt in the wounds, I would say, because Kane scored a brace. And sadly, just like at the end of halftime, we also concede a goal. And now we lose by 4 goals. 6-2 over Spurs.
Goal for Spurs.
Full time is already given as Arsenal suffered their first loss of the Premier League. Especially the first loss of my career mode especially. To be honest, I don't blame the players because they're fatigued after their Europa League madness. But Kane, he was basically like the man of the match. He's causing a lot of troubles here for Arsenal, especially for us here, the Arsenal supporters. They're basically crying at the background. Full time, Spurs 6, Arsenal 2. Let's take a look at the highlights though. Even though we kind of lost, some of their goals are basically deserved. Especially a goal from Lo Celso, a goal from Harry Kane, a chip kick basically from Harry Kane, to be honest. As good as Jesus' kick, and then Son bullying Ramsdale, scoring a goal. It was kind of difficult at first. We did get a goal back thanks to Nketiah, but it didn't even matter because Harry Kane's finished it off with a last-minute goal. Ramsdale was pretty tired, honestly. So, kind of don't blame Ramsdale for this. But full time, Spurs 6, Arsenal 2. Let's take a look at the post-match interview. Bournemouth 2, Brighton 1. Let's take a look at the post-match presentation here.
Got time for a couple of questions?
And as you can see, Arteta is not impressed. He knows it. Being at last, how do you feel? I'm proud of the boys. I hope the run has made them realize how talented they are and how much they can achieve. I'm sure they can kick on now from this disappointment. Not a good result and made worse by the fact that it was against Tottenham Hotspur. It's going to be difficult to lift the spirits of your players after that kind of defeat. We had a plan, but we didn't stick to it. In games against your rivals, you have to win the individual battles. We just didn't do that today. We got bullied, and that's not what I expect from my players. Tottenham Hotspur and yourselves are so closely matched, despite me the defeat even more disappointing for you. Where did it go wrong for you boys? We looked toothless today. We were up against a good Tottenham Hotspur team. The lads were under pressure for long periods. That meant we couldn't get numbers forward often enough, so it made for a tough day for us.
That's it. Thanks very much.
And yeah, we just didn't create opportunities because obviously they were fatigued. Most of their players were fatigued after that Europa League madness, as we suffered our first loss of the game. And our next match is going to be a Carabao Cup match as we take on Blackpool. So, just like usual, so Rice impresses again. Yeah. Let's basically go to squad before we wrap things up here. See what other changes I can think of making. At this time, the only mistake was I basically didn't rest my players. This time we will be. Has Partey got a bit of mojo back? So I will be resting Kamavinga this time. Obviously, they're just not ready for the Carabao Cup. They're playing at a very big level. So why do I basically use them for the Carabao Cup? But our next match is against Blackpool at Bolton Road. I really hope you enjoy this one. I will be back for our next game. Goodbye. Hello guys, we're back, and just as we witnessed, we suffered our first loss of the game, that too against our North London rivals, Tottenham Hotspur. To be honest, most of our players were fatigued after that Europa League match, and Odegaard, Saka, Jesus, they were like pushing their efforts. They were like pushing themselves. That's the reason that costed them, and they were fatigued after that game, so that might have costed them that point and that match as well, the 3 points. But anyway, the best thing is that we have to basically rest our key players for the matches that the reserve players most likely need game time. So, especially Partey, who's been a first player for so long, he's basically not happy about this. And there are a lot of transfer rumors. I basically checked it on cut film. And basically I will show it to you next episode. So will Partey actually leave us? We don't know, because Partey is really disappointed about basically not being in action for most of the time. So that's the reason what costed us, especially when Partey is unhappy. But anyway, we've learned our lesson, and hopefully we can replicate this in our next match. But I really hope you enjoyed this one, even though it was a very bad one for us. Especially for Arsenal fans. We cannot celebrate St Totteringhams Day, unfortunately, because we lost to Spurs. So yeah. But yeah, anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure to like and subscribe. This is Brisbane 05 Blaster here, signing off.